It's time for us to now go through the Division 2 competition and remind them a massive result at the weekend for the Fitzroy Stars. They come from behind, win over Whittlesea. We've seen Whittlesea finish games so well throughout this year. It was the case of the opposite on the weekend, overrun in the final quarter. Despite having a strong breeze in the third, they couldn't make use of it, and the Stars come flying home. And it sets up a really good period now for the Fitzroy Stars, and we'll get to a game in a moment between Whittlesea and North Heidelberg, but the result of that either way really opens up the ladder for Fitzroy, where they can find themselves either within 2 points of first after this weekend, otherwise 2 games clear of third, and certainly a chance to really secure the double spot in September. But the Fitzroy Stars coming good at the right end of the year.
Yeah, they certainly are. Obviously, they were actually down this time. They weren't up by 9 goals. They were down by 4 at quarter time, and they showed how they showed the competition how it's done. It was a great win, the Fitzroy Stars. They're going to be a real threat for this year's finals.
I know the last quarter says 8 goals to 4, but the game was won in the third. They were against a strong breeze, 22 points down at half time, and they completely tore the game to shreds in that third quarter. Basil Sibasato was the one that really led the way for the Fitzroy Stars. There was unfortunately an injury to Chris Horman on the 3/4 time siren, so a really long delay in between the third and fourth quarters. Chris, we wish him all the best if he's watching, but I believe it was a hip injury, so it required a long wait for an ambulance to come on, but it didn't unsettle the Stars. They came home with the win and came home in a quick hurry, so they are really looking a genuine challenger. They've troubled Whittlesea now in 2 games. Of course, as you said, led by a big margin first time around and lost it. This time the opposite, and they are a genuine chance for this year's premiership. They're at home again this week to the South Lorraine Football Club, and for the Lions now it's just about a foregone conclusion that they will go down into Division 3 next year, and it's certainly hard to see it getting any easier this weekend against the Fitzroy Stars team, which continually needs to keep winning to make sure it holds on to second spot.
Yeah, absolutely flying Fitzroy Stars, and it was a great win against Whittlesea. It was a big build up to it, and fully congratulations to them. As for South Marine, I think they'll be looking at season 2014 Division 3, look for the rebuild. There is a lot of talent there, I can certainly see it, but as for the game itself, it's certainly going to be a big Fitzroy Stars win.
Yeah, for some of the young talent on display for South Marine last weekend, Daniel Watson kicked 7 goals again. Matty Morrison had a good game as well, and it was a big day for the club. Unfortunately, the result didn't go their way against Hurstbridge away, but afterwards they had their function there. I think it was the legends of Plenty Road, and it was good to see NFL operations manager named the coach of the greatest ever South Marine side. So congratulations to all those involved in that team, and well done on this selection process. Second game, well, it doesn't get too much bigger than this, does it? It's Whittlesea taking on North Heidelberg. These two sides have played 2 classics throughout this year. The first time around, Whittlesea had that loss in round 4. Was their only loss in the first 13 weeks of the year. Second time around, they came from 68 points behind at half time to beat North Heidelberg. A massive game. As I said, Whittlesea, if they lose this one, they would fall within 2 points of the Fitzroy Stars. Conversely, if North Heidelberg loses, well, you'd have to say it's going to be Whittlesea and Fitzroy with a double chance come September. A massive game, and North really has managed to trouble Whittlesea throughout. It's not without suggesting that Whittlesea could well lose 2 games in a row here.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And remembering North Heidelberg did win the first time round, the next time round was by 12 goals and managed to lose that one. So as for Whittlesea, geez, they got some worries at the moment. They do have a couple of big challenges there. I think you're going to go really either way. I'm going to stick with Whittlesea, but probably by about a kick.
They've had some injury concerns now. We mentioned Horman, and you wouldn't think he'll play footy again this year. Matthew Becker did his knee against Hurstbridge. They've lost 2 talls, and in finals, they're the players that you like to stand up and really straighten you up. And we know that North Heidelberg's got a lot of big bodies, so you don't want to be losing too many more players in the run home. You wish for a bit of luck in that regard. It's hard to go by. I'll talk about North Heidelberg without speaking of Shane Harvey. He kicked 7 goals at the weekend. He's on 99 goals for the year. No doubt about it. He'll kick his 100th at some point this year. We'll have a bit of a wager. What minute mark will it take for Shane to get that first goal?
Yeah, I'm going to say 7 minutes, and make sure you kick it 7 minutes. Think about it, Shane.
I reckon he'll kick it within the first 5, I think. So we'll see if he gets closest to the pin. I probably should have gone any time after 7. I'll give myself a greater chance, but such a great goal kicker he is. I don't think it'll take too long for him to register his 100th goal. It will be, of course, the broadcast game for the radio game, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. I believe you're going down for the Northern Footy Show as well, Ramon, so it should be a big day out at the Whittlesea Showgrounds. Hurstbridge and Laylaw is the third game for us to take a look at. Hurstbridge, well, a really good win against South Marine. They got off to a really fast start, inaccurate kicking early on, 6 goals 9 in the first, but They were challenged thereafter by South and Rain, but put the foot down and registered a really good win. There's still a chance to finish 5th on the table, and it's important to just keep winning and take, I guess, all that momentum into next year and into the pre-season. Labour, they weren't disgraced against Diamond Creek, really put in a hard four-quarter effort and really made Diamond Creek work for it under lights. I think Hurstbridge will win this one, too strong at Ben Freeley Oval.
Yeah, I think Hurstbridge will certainly win. It's a great win against South Rain. Remember last time, who would forget they lost by 40 points last time. It was a great win. That's for Laidlaw. Yeah, they did fight hard against Diamond Creek. Remember last time, I think they're up by a point at three-quarter time. I'm going to be going with Hurstbridge, but it could be quite a close battle.
And the final game of the round is the Murder Football Club at home to Diamond Creek. It looks now that Murder's no chance of jumping inside of the top 4, so those top 4 sides look like they've confirmed their places in September. For Diamond Creek, we mentioned it's important for Hurstbridge to win and take momentum into the off-season and have a really good pre-season campaign. Well, it's, I guess, for Diamond Creek imperative to just keep winning and make sure they're taking good form into the final series. You just never know which way the results might go in the back half of the year. If they win this one, they could potentially jump into 3rd if North Heidelberg goes down, and I think a bit of it might come down to percentage at some point as well. Perhaps not, actually, there's been a draw in there too, but you just never know. If some sides fall over in the run home, they may well be able to jump inside the top 2, but at the very least you want to be taking winning form into September. Yeah,
Diamond Creek haven't been really in the best form, we all know that, so they really need to really get their confidence back up to play in September, because most likely they'll be playing the first semi-final, and if they're playing the way they are at the moment, I think they're going to go straight out. I think they will certainly defeat Moondah. Moondah themselves, I think, they've had a good year, but probably they had some games they could have won. But overall, I'm going for Diamond Creek.
Yeah, they've beaten Moondah convincingly throughout this year as well. I know these games away, but certainly fancy Diamond Creek in that one there. We'll go to a short break. When we come back, it's time to look at Division 3, where there's a few more buys this weekend, so just the 2 games for us to take a look at.